I'm out here in my sister's cornfield, my brother-in-law's cornfield, and they grow grain here. And if you look back, you'll see one of my videos, and I'll put the link up, where they were combining grain and putting it in the silo, and then they use the propane to dry it, and that's what I feed my animals. So I know the wind's kind of fighting me here, but I just wanted you to see the cornfield and what we're going to do with some of this corn back at our farm. I want to show you how my dad did it when he had his dairy farm back in the 1940s and 1950s. So stick around. We do this every year, and there's a lot of video in my fall productions that has doing this, and I used to have a lot more kids, so it used to be a lot easier. And then I still have Aiden for a little bit longer before I take him to Job Corps. So at some point it's just going to be me doing this. But anyway, my sister, she raises out about 5 or 6 acres of pumpkins every year, and usually they sell most of them around Halloween. And you know, some the deer take a nibble out of, some rot in the field, and then there's always some leftovers. We're gonna go back and get more, and then she's got a lot of yellow ones and stuff, so I want to put those in there. One of those things that didn't occur to me until I'd already started doing it, that I probably should have brought the tripod down and showed cutting the tree up and putting the trailers on and everything else, but I didn't think of it. There was this big ash that was down across the road here, so down here on my tote road, and just getting that cleaned up, and I got probably another 1/3 of a cord, I guess. Really? The cows had pushed this, so the whole gate situation was V-ing outward, and it was just a matter of time before they were out. What are you doing rolling in the poop? You coming? Come on. Come on. You coming? Where are you? There you are. Still following? These are all this year's chickens. They're all the new ones. We moved them all down from the other house a couple nights ago. It was dark when we did it. It's the easiest time to move chickens. I only keep my birds like 18 months, and then when they get into their first molt, I sell them all because I don't want to feed them. So I usually, I don't know, I get like $6 or $8 a piece for them, and figure I get my money back out of them. They usually take 5 to 6 months before they start laying. Just depends on what kind of breed you get. Some are a little faster than others, some are a little slower. Like they start laying and then they lay for 6-8 months, maybe a little bit longer, and then they shed their feathers and get new ones. And so they're taking all their energy to make new feathers. So they don't lay really too many eggs. So it's not really economical to keep them at that point. So they'll go down the road. Maybe about 10 years ago now, and I don't recollect exactly, but probably around 10 years ago, I had somebody make up one of these for me, because at the time I couldn't afford a grapple, and I still don't want to buy one. This thing is heavy. So the one I got's a little bit smaller, and I only use it for manure now, because the tines are really small. And when I was clearing off all my fields, I had somebody make that up for me. And it was good for what I was using it for, but it's not super rugged. And this thing is massive. So this is good for debris, but it's really good for brush. The other one that I still have, and I can't tell you where exactly I left it, I think it's over there on the stone wall, it's still good for manure because the tines are small and I can get into the manure pile better. But this one is definitely better for brush. Like I said, a grapple's definitely handy, and I'd love to have one, but there's always something I needed more than a grapple. And I'm not really doing trees and stuff anymore other than wood. Firewood, so I'm not, just can't see buying one. But anyway, this works pretty well. Here's my other one right here in the Willy Wax. Rocks on it, but this works pretty good for what I want it for, which is just a lure. So, but it's not real great for brush because the tines are so small. But it hooks on the same way, just because clamps and Jessica. It's pretty easy. Sometimes what happens if you don't file it quite right, you'll sharpen one side more than the other, and then the side that is sharper will cut more and faster, resulting in your bar kind of making an arc, and it would go one way or the other. Like if I sharpen this side too much, this is going to cut faster, so it's going to come down like this, and alternatively, if you sharpen this one faster, it'll go around like this. So I do 3 on each. You can use this little gauge that shows you how to keep the angle. I sometimes do, I sometimes don't. Going back. So if you keep filing these down and not these right here will hold you back and you won't be cutting anything. So I usually do 1 or 2 on each of those. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either just file it backwards for the other side, or you can turn the whole thing around. Doesn't really matter to me. One thing I want to mention too is, so when you're doing the one that goes off that way, you push this way, and the one that goes this way, you push that way. Are you listening to the Chipmunks Christmas?
Huh?
Are you listening to the Chipmunks Christmas?
No.
Sounds like it. Nice going. I'll be right back. Quick hitches have advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is if you have all stuff that's reasonably the same, you don't have to adjust anything. The disadvantage is if you have off-brand equipment, there's a good chance you have to adjust your top link up or down. One thing I like about the IH Fast Hitch is everything just goes on for the most part. So this is the Quick Hitch, and they're pretty much all the same. Some people like Pat's. I don't. I kind of wish this had just had extendable or flexible end links like the Mahindra does, because that works. But I've put Quick Hitch bushings on almost everything I have now. PTO is one of those ones you have to sandwich together to slide it on. So I was able to rotate the drum on this to line it up. And then I had to finesse around with everything a little bit, get it hooked on, but I think we're there. It's good to go. I gotta hit all these grease fittings and everything else, but I'm not going to do that tonight. There won't be a whole lot of of outdoor stuff left to do besides cleaning up snow, which I guess everybody has videos of that. So we'll be moving into the trains real soon. After Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving's the 28th, so 29th, I'm trying to write a train video every day until Christmas. So we'll see how that works, but that's my goal. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.